The chaotic call came in on a Friday afternoon. It was from death row.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
7475 Cockrell Bend Boulevard, Nashville, Tennessee, area code 37243.
Riverbend Maximum Security Institution.
Yes, it's a prison.
No, you don't.
Okay, and tell me exactly what's happening.
We have an inmate that cut off his penis.
You got it.
How old is he?
Hold please.
UC-10, hold on one moment. I'll transfer you to our medical staff.
Okay.
Go ahead.
This is Metro Dispatch. I got disconnected while I was being transferred to medical.
I'm sorry, hold on one second.
And we're just trying to figure out what's going on.
We have an inmate here who cut his penis off and needs to get to Vanderbilt as soon as possible.
My name is Sarah McGee, and I'm the coordinator for TASME, or the Tennessee Alliance for the Severe Mental Illness Exclusion. And that's a group of mental health organizations and other community advocacy organizations, criminal justice reform organizations that can all agree on one thing. We shouldn't be sentencing individuals with severe mental illness to death here in Tennessee.
And we have been doing that, haven't we?
Yes, ma'am.
In Tennessee, we certainly have had people with severe mental illnesses who we have executed, and we have people currently on death row with severe mental illnesses. You have to wonder, how is he being supervised? Is he medicated? If so, was the medication being given properly? I mean, there are just a lot of questions we do not have answers to, but obviously, anytime you can have an incident like this in what is supposed to be a secure facility, you have to be worried and think we've got a problem.
Unit 2, Tennessee's death row, has long been regarded as the most docile part of the prison.
Very, very little drama. The guards kind of like it when it comes their turn to go to Unit 2 because they know it'll be a relatively quiet shift.
There is a rigid route to winning privileges, and inmates don't take it lightly.
Your first 3 years on death row, you're a B or a C. You're 23 hours a day in your cell. But then no write-ups after that 3 years, you become a level A. And a level A inmate can start working. They can be out of their cells for really most of the day. Level A is the best that it's ever going to be for you. And then if you get a write-up, you go back to either B or C, and then the process starts all over again. Yes, he's C level, and he's been C level for a long time, which is another issue. It's not right for somebody to be locked up 23 hours a day, 7 days a week, and pretty much stuck in that solitary confinement for years, year after year after year. And for someone like Hodges, you're talking about decades.
Regular visitors are telling us the normally calm Unit 2 is noticeably different.
Well, I have to be very careful here. The guys are really concerned this go around because now it happened, 2 or 3 weeks ago now, and Mr. Hodges has not returned to Unit 2 yet.
On October 28th, 21 days after Hodges' injury, his attorneys filed a complaint against the interim commissioner of correction and the chief medical officer. The complaint is disturbing. It reads, Henry Hodges is a human being. He is an adult survivor of a childhood abduction and rape. He is a person who lives with mental illness, which results in episodes of severe psychosis. Currently, defendants have Mr. Hodges strapped to a concrete slab, naked. As a result of defendants' intentional actions, Mr. Hodges is suffering severe pain, numbness, nerve damage, and extreme psychological distress. The attorneys write, defendants' actions constitute torture. It's almost 6 o'clock on a Friday night. Why was this matter so urgent?
I'm incredibly concerned about Mr. Hodges' health and well-being. He has been restrained now for 8 days solid. When I saw him yesterday, he was unable to move his right leg. His left side was numb, and I am very concerned about possible permanent nerve damage that could keep him from walking. I'm pleased at least that the judge's order is going to provide some level of care that will hopefully ameliorate the risk of bed sores and permanent nerve damage.
Did you ask for him to be moved today?
I did ask for him to be moved today. I think that the judge felt like she needs more evidence. And so for today, that was not part of her order. When we come back on November the 14th, we'll provide additional evidence to the court to support our request. I've known Mr. Hodges for 22 years. Mr. Hodges has always suffered from a severe psychiatric disability, but when handled correctly, he is able to not get to this point, but when he is agitated by the corrections officers, that's when his psychosis becomes worse, and here we've seen it just the worst possible scenario.
Over the last decade, I would say, many states, about half of those that still have the death penalty in the United States, have pursued severe mental illness exclusions. The most recent thing that happened with Tennessee's severe mental illness exclusion bill was in March of 2020, literally the day before everything shut down because of COVID. It passed through the full House judiciary. I mean, that was a huge success for a state like ours. I've been following other states, and our neighbor to the north, Kentucky, passed a severe mental illness exclusion just last year, signed into law. Ohio has passed a severe mental illness exclusion. You know, and these are our colleagues that we have seen trying to pass the bill just as long as we have, and they've had very recent success. So we see that as a very real possibility for us.